Hello, hello. I've arrived. We are back in the darkness. Slightly better darkness today, but the darkness nonetheless. Yes. Tonight, we're playing some Deep Rock Galactic. Let's see. Yes. So that's tonight. Tomorrow, Ni no Kuni. Hopefully we'll beat it. No guarantees. Hopefully we'll beat it. But we'll see, I suppose. We will see. And I don't know if there's anything else really to say. I got to operate a 3D printer for the first time today. I made a rectangular prism. So that was fun. But yeah, I didn't get one or anything. I was doing it for work. But yeah, that was fun nonetheless. Let's see. Anything else to say? Oh yeah, I guess, we'll go over next week again. Not 100% sure of how next week is going to look and work and all that. Next week is going to happen in some capacity, but beyond that, the specifics are a mystery to me as much as they are to you. So let's see. I think what can we say with confidence? We can say that we're going to be streaming on Tuesday again. We're going to be doing the typical collab, ideally. I don't see any reason why we wouldn't, but ideally. Let's see. That's Tuesday. Other than that, everything's a little bit up in the air. So, assuming that we beat Ni no Kuni on Friday, there will be no Ni no Kuni next week, and I'll probably be taking a significant portion of next week off. But yes, because I want to work on, I'm going to be taking some time off every week for a little bit. I guess we can call this a schedule change rather than time off, but yes, there will be a certain amount of time that we don't spend on things going forward, or on the stream going forward, so that I can instead focus on sort of secondary things to the stream, so like assets and, effects like this. But, so that's going to be a thing in the near future, once we've beaten Ni no Kuni. So during that time, and for a little bit afterwards, most likely, we will be playing shorter games mostly for a little while before we get into another sort of longer game. And what those short games will be is unknown to me as well at this point. But we'll see. We will see. So yes, the glowing white outline is, as far as I can tell, not a consequence of the dynamic lighting situation. I think that's just sort of a thing, but it's only really visible when we're doing this, because I'm usually against a white background otherwise. Yeah, so this is, the outline is interesting. I know that that's a known issue in VTube Studio, enough so that they have a button that you can press that, in theory, fixes it. It's still here, me having pressed that button a few times, so I'm not 100% sure what the deal with that is, but we're just gonna have to live with it. So let's see, anything else? I guess, Tuesday, we're gonna stream, I don't know, I think 3 days next week. I don't know when those 3 days are, necessarily, at this point. But we're gonna stream 3 days next week, I imagine. And I guess we will announce those tomorrow or next week, maybe. At least Tuesday. Probably, I've already mentioned this before, but if there's going to be a day that I prefer to take off, it'd probably be Wednesday. So I think we'll stream Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. I think that'll do the ticket. I don't know if what I just said is at all a turn of phrase that anyone would reasonably use, but Anyway, so let's see. What is there to say? I guess that's more or less it. Times, I didn't go over times. So, right now, we're streaming now. So if you just sort of stick around, you'll see more of this stream, if you can imagine. Tomorrow, we'll be streaming in the morning. I'm kicking around the idea of streaming a little bit early, just in case, basically. But I can't guarantee that. I don't know if I want to commit to that. So for now, we're just going to say that we're going to stream at the usual time of 10 a.m. And then next week, we'll be streaming on, I already said no Friday and no Wednesday, because those are the days that I would prefer off if I had to choose, and I do have to choose. But if it's only 2 days off, three normal stream days, then we'll be streaming on Monday. Let's see. Oh yeah, I definitely don't have a meeting on Monday. So yes. So Monday, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. ish Central Time. It's always a little bit later on collab days because we've got to get together and all that. Let's see. And then on Thursday, we should also be there at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. And I think not only have we said all the times, I think I've said them all without making a mistake on any of them. So that's pretty nice. That's somewhat rare, I must say. But let's see. Anything else? Not really. I do have to do some more setup because I realize I'm not 100% ready to get the game started. So, yeah, I'm definitely not ready. Hold on, that's not right. Yeah, what's up with that? Huh. Well, it is a matter of no great consequence, I suppose. So we won't worry about it. So, okay. This. Oh, that's not right. That also doesn't look right, but we'll live with it. I should take it back to the preparing screen, I guess, real quick. Alright, I think that should be right, more or less. It's definitely not 100% right, but I don't know how to really fix the issue, so we're just going to have to live with it. Alright. Alright, and we will switch over to using the game for lighting. Alright. Whoops. Wait. Okay, yeah, that's right. That's right. There we go. Oh, that's not quite right. I should troubleshoot things sometimes. Here we go. This should be accurate. It looks a little bit weird, but it works. So we'll live with it. We'll figure this out one of these days, I'm sure. Yeah, that should all be correct. Okay. And yes, with any luck, we shouldn't have to do any more finagling. Oh. We've got audio. We don't have video yet. So maybe there's some more finagling to be done. It seems so. Oh, nope, here we go. I do need to adjust the audio though, actually. Oh no, that should be, actually no, it's a bit low. So we'll turn it up. Actually, hold on. Wait. Alright, 1 second. Alright, nope. Yeah, that shouldn't matter. Okay, well, it might. Hold on. Alright, we're almost there. We're almost there. It's always something. It's always something. There we go. There we are. Alright, so. Just testing the, I should specify, this is more or less a test stream for my, dynamic lighting setup, which is not blurred enough, I think. It's a little bit not blurry enough, which makes it look a little bit funky. So, we'll make it blurrier. Alright, that's not how you do it. Here we are. Could maybe be a little bit blurrier. But this should be fine for our purposes. But yeah, so this is mostly a test of, like I said, of the dynamic lighting setup that I have set up. Much like last week's Noita stream was. Originally I was going to play Noita today, and I didn't really address that fact. But I was going to play Noita today first, but then I decided, you know what? I want to see... I felt like Deep Rock Galactic was probably going to be a bit of a better choice, because that way I can see sort of more of a range of light colors and light patterns. Maybe not patterns, but yeah, like sort of the spells and whatnot in Noita don't light things up all that much, and yeah, or at least you generally don't go from as much of the screen being dark to as much of the screen being light and back and whatnot in Noita from the experience that I've had with it as you do in Deep Rock. But yeah, so I've been fiddling around with my dynamic lighting options, and it was, I've got to say, I spent like 2 hours on like, I think Tuesday or something working on it, and in the end I discarded every single change that I made because none of them provided an even remotely acceptable result, I would say, which is very unfortunate. But yes, I guess this is a what with the Halloween event, there's even more opportunity to see different sort of types and levels and colors of light, I think, maybe. Colors, I guess. There's different colors. The varying degrees of various light levels, I guess, wouldn't change too much. Yeah, I'm thinking a bit about having a few different, like, presets for my dynamic lighting. So, one, perhaps, I guess mostly, you know, different, like, settings for the blur amount. And, probably some other factors. But, I guess we'll sort of, one, sort of more along the lines of, like, an atmospheric blur, or an atmospheric lighting. And, another dynamic lighting setting that I want, or another dynamic lighting experiment that I want to play around with, is the idea of sort of making it so the patterns of lights and whatnot that are on the screen sort of reflect on me somewhat, or if we're playing like Toho games and whatnot, with sort of flashy effects and all that, and cool patterns of colors. And so yeah, so that's sort of I came up with that idea sort of I was thinking about Toho, but I figured Noita with its various spells and whatnot would be good for that. And Noita was fun, and it was a reasonable test. But I feel like there's not quite enough. I mean, Noita is absolutely not as colorful as your general Toho game, nor is it as it's, yeah, I guess it's yeah. I came up with the idea for the one preset, which is more or less the one that I'm using right now. I came up with the idea for that preset with Toho in mind, and then I didn't test it with a Toho game, and I guess that's probably the reason why, in hindsight, I looked back at it and I thought, this isn't as good as I thought. The thing that I came up with and designed for Toho, I didn't use for Toho, and thus I didn't get the results that I expected out of a Toho game. So that's on me, I suppose. But anyway, so in addition to, like I was saying, sort of a dynamic lighting setting that is more so to give specific, to project patterns of colors and lights onto me. Also a preset for, another good preset I think would be one to, for just to get more so a level of light. Also, this is my gunner. Let's take a better look at my gunner. But yes, I don't have a whole lot on gunner. I don't have a whole lot in general on this game. I've played it for a fair amount of time, but pretty casually. I enjoy it. I play it pretty regularly, but not I don't play it all that seriously. But yes, my theme for the gunner is cover up as much of him as possible while still keeping some parts of him visible. So this hat, was very good for that. Very good for that purpose. Each of my different dwarves has a different outfit theme. The theme for the dwarf is as much hair as possible. The theme for the driller is just kind of exceptionally gaudy. Also, as little hair as possible. And you can't remove the eyebrows, so I settled for making them difficult to see. And they were more difficult to see when his skin was more flesh-toned and less gold-toned. The theme for my engineer is Eggman. And that brings us back to Gunner. But yes, we're going to be playing as Gunner tonight because Gunner is the dwarf that I have the lowest level on. He's the only one that I haven't promoted yet. So basically, this stream is less about the stream itself and more so about testing the lighting and while also getting some levels in. But yeah, so I think given all that I've just said about different blur options, I think I will now, yeah, I do have some settings that I was experimenting with this blur idea. Actually, yeah, so this is the first one that I was talking about, the one that vaguely not resembles, but was designed for Toho and other games of the sort. Oops. And this is a somewhat more, probably use a little bit more blur. There we go. This is the more atmospheric option. And see, I was also experimenting around with like chroma key settings to see if I could get sort of cut out some of the add more contrast. Basically, that's too much contrast. Chroma key and other filters get a little bit more contrast out of the colors. And experimenting around with what order to apply the filters in to get the best results. But yeah, based on the very limited testing I'm doing right now, and maybe I should, in my own time, or now, I guess, yeah, I'm here to experiment, so I'll experiment now. But yeah, I feel like, generally speaking, applying filters before the blur results in better results. I don't know what's up with this one. Why is this one so funky? I don't feel like it. It feels like it shouldn't be. Ideally, I'd like to not have to make a preset for every game. I'd like there to be sort of a default. Yeah, I think, yeah, the reason it's so funky is because the saturation's turned up a little bit, I think. So let's turn the saturation down, but let's turn it back up a little bit. And turn the, whoops. Turn the light level down a little bit. Nope, that's a bit too much. Let's experiment with this a little bit. Yeah, so this is a bit darker, more saturated. Yeah, so a bit exaggerated, but still the blur itself gives more of an atmospheric lighting quality than sort of a whatever I was talking about before. Man, I really need to work on my diction because I'm very bad at. I don't know. I don't know how comprehensible my speech is to others, but I feel like I often say things without knowing what I'm saying, so that could probably use some work. But yeah, another thing that's only somewhat relevant is that I think if I'm going to be using the dynamic lighting more, and I would like to, it's a nice effect, but if we're going to do that more, I think what I'll do is I will probably, like the little light in my in my mouth region, I think I'll probably make that a bit bigger so that we can see my mouth shape in dark conditions a little bit better. Because yeah, you can see my eyes fine. But you can't see my mouth very well. Anyway, all that out of the way, let's play some Deep Rock Galactic.
Mission selected and locked in. Time to board the drop pod.
It is lost at dice what ancient honor won.
Ah, we didn't get to our seat in time. That's an OSHA violation for sure. Alright, I had to unscrew my water bottle on stream again, but I managed to do it quietly enough that it didn't create a horrible screeching sound, so that's nice. Sip. Yeah, so in case it does come up, I am playing with some mods right now, mostly just to make single player a little bit more convenient.
You in to take care of it ASAP. Take those big bastards out before they force us to shut down operations in the area. And try to make it back with most of your limbs still attached.
That sounds like a Betsy.
Take care of this.
But yeah, so for instance, Bosco is, I've got a mod that makes Bosco better. Not that Bosco isn't already, like, amazingly good, because he is. He is. That cannot be understated, or that cannot be overstated. Wait, no. Okay, no, I mistook that for some Umanite.
Down it goes.
And I'm mostly playing by my stream preview right now, which is perhaps not the most. Here's some material to mine. Mostly playing by my stream preview, which is again probably not an ideal way to do it, but you know. Yeah, what are the mods that I have installed? Let's see, Bosco. I've got a Bosco mod. Oh yeah, Bosco. I've got a few other mods that I would, in theory, be using, but they're not up to date, so I can't. But yeah, so Bosco. We've got a mod that makes Bosco better. We've got a mod that makes the mining laser better, slightly better. But yeah, improves the oil shale mining laser to a reasonable degree. Improves Bosco to a reasonable degree. Increases the brightness of Bulu Cap, Ebonut, Alien Fossil, Gunk Seed, plus embedded Enor and embedded gold. To a reasonable degree, perhaps. But yes. And yeah, so a little bit more mineral capacity as well. Just things to make things more convenient mostly. So I don't have to spend as much time on things. Let's see. Always a little bit misaimed. Yeah, I'm not sure. Bosco does seem to mostly be interested in the get out of here.
Ain't no more breeding for this mobber.
Seems to take into account the angle at which you aim him when aiming at a wall to dig through. More so than anything, essentially. Which is somewhat less than ideal. Let's see. Is there something? Alright. Infector's gonna go down here. Let's see. Got a Brood Nexus around here somewhere. Yeah, I feel like we've sort of, I've sort of thrown everyone in on the deep end with regards to Deep Rock Galactic. I usually like to... Whoops. Sorry. Didn't mean to do that. I wasn't paying attention. Ah, here we go. There's Betsy. So Betsy has some charge suckers on her, and we don't like those. We also don't like the fact that she's shooting at us right now. Once we remove the charge suckers, she'll stop shooting at us and will instead shoot at our enemies. But until then, we've got to deal with her ourselves. Got some bugs on us at the moment, but we can deal with that. Where'd Betsy go? Ow. Pardon me. Oh, actually, we can make friends with you. I forgot. Where is Betsy? Hold on. Bosco, I think... Oh yeah, Bosco is chasing her down. Unfortunately, that doesn't really help me necessarily, because I don't know how to get to where Bosco is. Because Bosco can fly and I can't. Alright, Betsy's shooting at us wherever she is. Oh, there you are. Hello. Whoops. Alright, this is an excellent opportunity, or it would be if I could get up there. Ah, there goes Steve. There we go. Alright. Now, time to repair Betsy. But yeah, one fun thing. You can interrupt the repairing things animation. You can interrupt a lot of these sort of like hold interact on an object to do whatever animations. So it looks a little bit like you're, you know, just accomplishing whatever task you are working on by cheering, which is fun. Yeah, you do have to specifically do it with the salute button, which is what gives you that little rock and stone cheer. Pumpkin. Sometimes these pumpkins have valuables in them. It seems that most of the time now they have enemies in them, which is perhaps less than ideal. Yeah, I think I might have linked it before during the Noita stream, but just to reiterate, the idea for doing this I got from Sheppy Sheps, good friend and collaborator. But yeah, she is one of the people I collaborate with on Tuesdays. I don't think I mentioned who my collab partners. Mine it, please. Thank you. Ah, there we go. I was concerned that Betsy was shooting without any obvious target. But yes. So we do the collab, or I do the... I guess I do the collab with my collab partners. It's not we do the collab with them, I think. Ah, there's the Brood Nexus. Ah, there it is. I was going to say, I don't see it, but I do have an inclination of where it is. But yeah, Gunner is not my favorite class, but I have taken a liking to this particular weapon. And we've got a menace. And we don't have enough ammo to deal with the menace. Ah, nope. I got a little bit carried away with that final shot. If he shows up again, I'll be ready for him. There you are. The menaces are mostly a nuisance. But they can really mess up your day on escort missions, I'll tell you that much.
Where is that damn mule?
Yeah, where? Oh, there you are. This is Molly, by the way.
This is thirsty work.
Alright, and this is a cocoon. In it is a Glyphid ward, or a Glyphid dreadnought, rather. Anyway, we need to get rid of this thing because it's very dangerous. Definitely not the sort of creature you want to have on a work site. Alright, armor's broken. And now we can really let the pain happen. Ah, whoops. Don't shoot while it's invincible, because when it's putting its armor back on, it's invincible. So yeah, I suppose I should probably save my, to the best of my abilities anyway, I should save my ammo for, when it is vulnerable. Oh dear. And use my my power attack to break through its armor. Because I believe it's weak to melee, especially. It has dealt me a good deal of damage, so I should probably do something about that. Bosco, if you'd be so kind. Thank you. Yes, the life of the gunner is the life of resource management, I would say.
That thing ate bullets like Carl drank beers.
You got to make sure that you got you got to make sure that you're ready. Because yeah, you only got 4 shots in your revolver. You can get another gun. I haven't unlocked it yet. But you can get another sidearm as the gunner. Yeah, you only got 4 shots in your revolver. This particular weapon takes, I think, like 5 seconds to reload, which is a lot. It's a lot of seconds. So while you do have a tremendous capacity to deal significant damage, you kind of have you pay for that. You pay for that in. Get out of here, exploder. Yeah, I should be collecting some of this holomite. It's an optional objective, which you can, if you complete, you get more money and more experience. I don't know, it might just be more money. I don't know if optional objectives give experience specifically for completing them. Let's see. So we want to come in at an angle sort of like that, I think.
Molly is on the way.
Call Molly over. He homes in on these little pillars when you leave them there.
Depositing.
Yeah, Nitra as a resource is pretty good because you can use that. You can exchange that for ammunition. And ammunition allows you to shoot insects, and shooting insects allows you to live. It doesn't enable you. It doesn't enable you or cause you to live, but it does. It permits you to live, I should say. Whether or not you will is another matter. But without the ability to shoot insects, it's much harder. I guess they're not insects necessarily. I think the glyphids, at least, are described as being arachnids. But in any case, they're all arthropods. I don't think... There's probably some non-arthropod enemies in this game. But most of them are arthropods.
Well done. Secondary objective completed.
Ah. We got a native site breeder. They're annoying. They're less annoying than they could be. Given that my current loadout of abilities, or perks I should say. But you still don't want to leave them flying around all on their own. Yeah, Betsy, it seems, is not the greatest for dealing with Macteras. These little flying guys. They're not too hard to take down, generally.
Supplies are on the way.
So yeah, don't stand directly under the resupply, because when it drops in, it will drop directly on you and you will die. So you gotta be careful. You can drop it on enemies to kill them, though. Alright, Dreadnought Hive Guard. A few different varieties of Dreadnoughts. The Hive Guard, in particular, summons some other glyphids. These fellas. And they will defend him. And when they die, only then can these little protuberances be exposed. Whereupon the boss will be able to be damaged properly. Or you know, you'll have the ability to open up its armor to damage it properly. I feel like Hive Guards aren't terribly dangerous as far as Dreadnoughts go. They're not the worst, I don't think. I think there's like 3 varieties. But yeah, they're certainly not the variety I feel like is the hardest to deal with, but they're definitely the variety that I am the worst at dealing with, I think. Because I guess I get distracted and don't dodge their AoE attacks very well, I must say. Yeah, there's a lot to talk about in this game. A lot to talk about. But I guess the point of this is, again, more or less to primarily to test my setup, more so than for the sole purpose of the game itself. Alright, that was a pretty bad sticky grenade. Actually, no, I think that hit the... Oh, I don't remember what the little guys are called. Yeah, Bosco, if you could give me some rockets. There we are. Alright. The longer you hold down fire with the Thunderhead, the faster it shoots. And we might as well resupply. No reason not to. Not a whole lot of reason to, but absolutely no reason not to. We didn't really get to show off all of the Gunner's kit this time around, I don't think. Whoops. Ah, I've gone the wrong way, I think. Yep. But yeah, we've also got a shield generator, which generates a shield. Creates a little orb around you. Enemies can't pass through it, and they can't pass through it normally, I don't think. They try not to. You know, they can be inside of it, but they will attempt to path out of it and will not attempt to path into it. Projectiles can't pass through it, stuff like that. Could have used that in the Dreadnought fights, I think, to some extent, you know. The important part of fighting a Dreadnought is getting behind it. You really can't, I guess, two out of 3 Dreadnought varieties you need to get behind in order to deal appreciable damage to them. The third, that we didn't see in this mission, you can shoot them from pretty much any angle. They are most vulnerable from behind, but they are still vulnerable from other angles. Whereas the Hive Guard and the standard Dreadnought are both only vulnerable from behind. And even then, you know, only during certain, once you've met certain criteria. So yeah, so from what I have observed, I think I might just turn down the effect of, yeah, I'll go into the color grading. And I think what I'll do, just unlock some cosmetics. But yes, I'll turn down somewhat the highlight, or the mid-tones, and increase the intensity of the highlights, I think, to give sort of more emphasis to the lighting, basically, to the light sources. I've got a lot of filters here. Most of them are off, but I have a lot of them still, so it's kind of hard to tell which ones are which ones do which. So, you know, I'll make a new one here and I'll name it, actually, because most of these aren't named. I must admit, most of them are not named. So this one we will use to, improve, to brighten the highlights, lower the mid lights, probably lower the low lights as well. Yeah, let's turn this like way up just for the sake of testing. Turn that way down for the sake of testing. And now we're in almost complete darkness. But yeah, like I turned to this relatively well lit thing, and it's really, and I'm in complete shadow. But I turn to a light source, and I'm lit up. So, this is more or less the result we desired. But we can do better. So we'll go and we'll see the filters again. Yeah, obviously, or I guess maybe not obviously, but that was an extreme example for the sake of testing. So we'll make it a little bit less extreme. Whoops. I guess I don't need to close the filter window. In fact, keeping it open is probably going to be better for me, so that I can immediately reference sort of what the filter looks like. So this is a bit too dark, I think. You can still see me, but yeah, need to turn the mid lights up a little bit more. I don't have any issue with becoming a silhouette in the darkness. That I did specifically want that, I will say. That is something that I was specifically aiming for with my setup. It occurs to me now that I said I was going to talk about, well, I guess I did talk about it to some degree, but I didn't go into much detail. Let's see, this is still kind of darker than I'd like. I guess. That's part of the issue. I guess, yeah, I should have the... If I want to see how each filter affects me, I should have them on individually, huh? So now, we'll turn the low lights way down. Oops. I turned that low light way up. And yeah, you adjust them color by color. Nope. There we go. Yeah, pretty dim on the screen here. But not completely dark in, mild shadow. Of course, we do lose a little bit of the... We lose a little bit of the color, I think. So we'll turn the tint on the highlights down a little bit. And yeah, I will make a note that this is specifically for the atmospheric setting. I wish you could put filters into folders. If that is an option, it's not one that I'm aware of. Yeah, so this is nice. You can sort of see the candle flickering a little bit in the dynamic lighting. But yeah, I think we'll turn the mid-tones up a little bit. And I've been saying low lights. I guess the word to use is shadows. Yeah, I'm turning the midtones up a little bit. I might have said mid lights earlier also. But yeah, we want the shadows to be fairly dark to sell the effect. You know, in the shadow, looking in the shadows, looking at the light, standing in light. That's pretty good, I think. And yeah, so you can see the shapes a little bit. Yeah, this is pretty good. Pick up another assignment. Ooh, you get a lot of credits for that. Alright, this is pretty good. Yeah, I knew that there was a Halloween assignment, but I didn't ever do it. I don't think we've got another one of these missions. Oh no, this is a different mission. This is an egg hunt. Yeah, egg hunts are different. Yeah, let's see. We'll get back to exit studio mode here. So I can once again play by my stream image. Which is probably again not ideal. We should see what's in the bar. I think we do have free beer right now. No, we don't. I thought that was a thing on holidays, but I guess Halloween's not enough of a holiday. Skull Crusher, that's pickaxe damage I don't particularly care for. Generally, the only thing I drink is pots of gold. That's the only effect I guess this feels a little bit too dark to be casting me in this much shadow. Or, sorry, this feels a little bit too light to be casting me in this much shadow. So let's adjust that a little bit. I don't know, maybe it may not be as dark as it appears. Yeah, let's see. Is this an issue with the... Well, I mean, it's almost certainly an issue with the shadows. This is a little bit better.
Time to toss the dice.
Alright, did we get in our seat? Almost. Almost. Ah, and I've got to turn studio mode off again so that I can see the game properly. I'd see the game even more properly if I wasn't, you know, if I was looking at my monitor to play it. But, you know. But yeah, egg hunt. We haven't done an egg hunt yet. All right. Ah, yes, and Apocablooms. You know, missions have random, we're in the Azure Wheel. I don't like this place very much, to be honest. But yeah, missions, there are various random, secondary objectives that missions can have. Yeah, and we finally get to see the zipline launcher. I don't know that we saw that, or we definitely didn't see it, and I'm pretty sure I didn't even mention it. Yeah, we got some more NATO sites here. NATO sites aren't terrible, again, with the perks that I have. I have a perk that makes it so any enemy that hits me in melee takes a certain amount of damage. And since NATO sites can only do melee, and they have very little HP, they die every time they hit me. So they're really no issue at all. And see, on the previous mission, we saw some NATO sites spawned by a creature known as a NATO site breeder. That's one way that they can spawn. But it's not the only way that they can spawn. They can just sort of appear if they feel like it. So, yeah. This doesn't feel like necessarily an optimal. This feels a little bit better. Actually, I can't... I don't think I can get back up to this zip line once I've landed. So maybe this was a bad place to shoot it. And maybe I should have shot it over here. But, alas. Ah, and we're getting another little bonus, I think. That's too steep. But we do have a pickaxe. Never underestimate the pickaxe. It is your constant companion, no matter who you're playing. Not as useful on the driller as on other dwarves, or I guess not as necessary. Because the driller has drills. And the driller can use their drills to drill things. And make their way around a little bit easier that way. And I guess with the way that it's set up, there's always going to be some little oddities. What's that? Oh, that's a pumpkin.
Stay by my side, Bosco.
Oops. My mouse died there for a second. Some little oddities with the way that the dynamic lighting effect works. Because I noticed the... You can dig that while I explore. The cobweb, you know, illuminated me somewhat, despite the fact that, you know, cobwebs don't put off light generally. You may also call it a spiderweb if you prefer. In fact, you may call it whatever you want if you prefer, but, you know, the word I usually use is cobweb. Oh. Ow. But yeah, nothing I can really do about that because I don't... There's definitely no way I can get it to, the effect to register pretty much pure white as not being a highlight, so... Yeah, one of the classes in this game, the Scout, is defined primarily by their mobility, and, or rather they have, I guess, sort of, yeah, a lot of their unique identity is tied with the fact that they have a very good and very fast movement tool in the form of their zipline gun, and they also have a flare gun that shoots flares that can illuminate more than standard flares. And they go farther, and they can burn longer, and all that. So I remember I was playing as Scout one day with a friend of mine, and they said to me, you know, we were talking about the Scout, and Compare, and Bosco, and when they thought about the fact that Scout is primarily defined by, you know, going to hard to reach locations and providing light and things like that. They said to me, "I can't believe you're just a glorified Bosco," in a joking way. And I said to them, "I wish I was Bosco," and I stand by that because Bosco, if we had like a team of 4 Boscos, we would just like if everyone could play as Bosco and not play as dwarves, this game would be like so easy, like an absolute joke. There's gold down there. Gold from that gold loot bug I had Bosco execute. So we'll definitely want to pick that up at some point. But not now, I don't think. Things have been relatively peaceful thus far. That's going to change in a little bit once we get extracting eggs. But, you know, for now, it's been remarkably peaceful. Ah, hey Molly. I don't know how you got to the bottom of here so quickly, but, you know, more power to you, I guess. I don't know where you think you're going, also. Ow. You got NATO sites coming in. The NATO sites, ow, might not be arthropods now that I think about it. Yeah, I think I might want to turn the highlights down just a little bit. because I feel like it's a bit too easy for me to get illuminated with the way the settings are right now. But I'll observe a little bit longer and draw some conclusions afterwards. We've got a Glyphid Praetorian coming in. They're armored, but not as armored, you know, since they're not bosses. They spit acid, relatively short-ranged attack. They, you know, exude acid once they've been killed, which can be troublesome, but isn't a huge deal. Man, I've got no idea where I might find my next battery. Normally they spawn pretty close to that thing that we put the other battery into earlier. Let's see. We'll shoot the zipline over here. And we're going to proceed very slowly. Yeah, this is a pretty reasonable level of illumination, I think. Ow. Pardon?
I need a damn minecart on legs. Where is it? Right between the eyes.
It's funny because glyphids don't have eyes. You're a friend now. Yeah, how many eggs do you have to collect? 6. Oops. Don't want to grab, I want to deposit. Thank you. Yeah, another fun fact about this game, one that rarely comes up, is the fact that loot bugs here can pick up loot. They can eat minerals that are on the ground. Normally that doesn't happen very much. I would imagine it's probably even less so in multiplayer, because when you mine something, generally it goes directly into your inventory, unless your inventory is full. So, you know, there's not an opportunity for minerals to just fall on the ground. Or at least there's not as many opportunities.
Pop the loot bug. Let's get the minerals. I got the
Yes, Molly, if you'd be so kind, thank you.
Making a deposit.
Yeah, there's not as much opportunity for minerals to appear on the ground where loot bugs can get to them. But when they do, and they do eat the minerals, they will increase them by 50%. They will drop them once they die, having been multiplied by... I was about to say multiplied by 50%. That's not accurate. Having been multiplied by 150%, I suppose would be more accurate.
I called for the mule.
1.5 times, I suppose, to put it a bit more simply.
I put some shells in the shell bag.
The shellbacks like to roll around. They can make, they like to roll around and they like to cause knockback. Both of which are habits that are somewhat troublesome. More gold? This tentacle is harmless. Some nitro over there. You gotta make sure to take the opportunity to reload when you can with this gun, given the how very long it takes to reload. I probably overuse flares a little bit. I should really only use them when I need to. I often find myself running out. Alright, so we've got another egg area here. You can tell because of the bizarre protuberances and pulsing pustules. Yeah, no batteries. I'd know if there were batteries here because I'd hear them. So yeah, none in this immediate area. Molly's coming our way and isn't going to sit patiently by the minerals, I don't think. I suppose we'll have Bosco dig that up in the meantime, since he's done with the nitro over here. Ideally, I'd like for Molly to stay where she was, but I just heard her pick herself up and move, so that's definitely not the case.
Molly! Depositing!
Meeting us halfway isn't terrible. I should scan just to make sure that I know where everything is. Yeah, we've got a lot more in the main room that we were in, looks like. Which makes sense, because I was, deliberately ignoring the eggs in that room in favor of exploring. Sounds like we've got a fair amount of glyphids, oh dear, out here doing something. They might be fighting Steve. Oh no, Steve's with us. Steve's with us. Some bones. Another Apoca Bloom, nice. Ah! That's what that sound was. It's a warden. Yeah, the warden provides a defensive buff, and I think maybe also healing. I'm not 100% clear on that. But they might also provide some healing to glyphids around them, which is not ideal. I know that the gunner's weapons have some capacity to put, like, holes in terrain. But I don't know if that's a... it's certainly not as... I was going to say, I'm not sure if that's really a reasonable way to mine. It's definitely not as much so as some other weapon-based mining options that we have.
Swarm on a direct intercept course. Get ready.
So yeah, based on my observations, it seems like every egg that you extract has a certain chance to trigger a swarm, which, spawns a bunch of enemies to come in and attack you. I'm not 100% sure if, like, the sequence is relevant in any way. Like, maybe it spawns every other egg you pick up or whatnot. Yeah. In short, I'm just not sure if there's any other logic to it other than, when an egg is freed, there's a chance for a swarm. I feel like there's probably more to it than that. This is a game with a fair amount of depth. But it's also a game where you don't need to engage with it that deeply if you don't feel so inclined. And of course, we got our reload. What was that on the ground, I wonder?
The wave is almost over. Wipe out what's left.
Let's see. That's an oppressor over there. We've got an oppressor and a Praetorian at the same time. So yeah, oppressors are sort of like baby dreadnoughts, essentially. You might look at the Praetorian and think, that seems a lot like the dreadnoughts you were fighting, but the oppressor is even more so. The oppressors, are mostly invulnerable from the front, have a much smaller weak point than the Praetorians. Their armor's much tougher. You can't break it. And you can, break the armor on some dreadnoughts. So maybe having breakable armor makes the Praetorian a bit more like them in that regard. Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, this weapon, I guess it's not a weapon. This tool, rather, is limited both by range and by angle. So if you shoot too far up, it's too steep. shoot too far away. Your cord won't reach, all that. It won't let you shoot a zip line that would not be valid, fortunately. Yeah, these things explode when you shoot them, so don't shoot them unless you're really sure what you're doing. But yeah, when and if we find the other battery for that, I'll be able to show you what's up with them. Because yeah, they have materials in them and also a cosmetic. I'm pretty well off in terms of, you know, ammunition and whatnot right now. But I decided to get a resupply anyway because I need more, zip lines if I want to make my way around the cave and do more exploring. Yeah, the Glyphid Warden, I don't know if it will actually, like, willingly attack you. I've never seen one attack, me. Even if I've gotten, like, rather close to them. Nope. No friends with that one. Where'd the egg go? There it is. In case you're wondering if these are Glyphid eggs, I have no idea. I have no idea what the answer to that question is, or even if there is an answer. Oscar's fighting something. Ah, he's fighting Nadosys. I'm sure that they're not called that now that I think about it. Give me some light, if you would be so kind. I want to see what I'm getting into up there. Yeah, the Warden definitely doesn't seem interested in attacking me directly. Up we go. Yeah, these fellas are Nadocytes. Yes, I was wrong. Or I think I was saying Nadocyte earlier, but then I switched over to Nadocyst and became incorrect. Ah. There's the pulse. So it's somewhere up, maybe. Not necessarily going to be super easy. We're going to have to tunnel through the rock. I'd like to be able to zip line up here, but it seems like that's not going to be an option. With any luck, we'll come out right beneath the battery and we can just, like, grab it and move on. There we go. Now, I was kind of expecting the battery to be, I noticed that glow, but I expected the battery to glow, like, yellow, because the lights on it are yellow.
Rock and stone, everyone!
We're fixing the power, or we're fixing this crate with the power of rock and stone. And then, like I was saying, I don't know if I actually said that or if I just thought about saying it. I'm pretty sure I said it. Drops materials, treasure, minerals, and drops a cosmetic item. I guess in this case, it's a victory move. But yeah, so now we've got some of the optional stuff out of the way, so we can continue with our actual business. Yeah, my attention naturally ended up getting drawn back to the actual game screen for more comfortable viewing. So I haven't been paying super close attention to the way the lighting's set up right now. Sit. Yeah, I think I might want to turn the highlights down a little bit more. Maybe we'll turn the... I think the midtones are probably fine. Maybe turn the low lights down a bit. But we'll see. Might add some more, or tweak this filter perhaps for a bit more saturation.
Incoming. Smoke him if you got him.
Because yeah, increasing the saturation is certainly less realistic, but it's a nice. It makes it look nicer. Yes, let's see. Okay, so our next stop is on the far end of the cave. Can I make this? Yes, I can actually. I was pretty sure I wasn't going to make that at first. Actually, I was about to complain that it's going to be hard to line up our zipline shot from here. Well, this was not the ideal spot, I guess. Let's see. The next egg should be over there. But yeah, so these folks are also related to the NATO sites, but they are harmless.
The way he was petering out. Wipe out the rest and get on with it.
Ah, is that... That one has already been dug up. So I got the wrong one. Ah, okay, so that thing on the ground that we saw earlier was the ammunition. Or what once contained ammunition in this gun. I didn't realize that the ammo thing was quite so huge, but I guess it makes sense. In the meantime, let's see what's in these pumpkins. Ah, there we are. Finally a treat amongst so many tricks. Can we... There we go. Befriending a slasher is always very nice, because they do a lot of damage. Yeah, another fun thing about this gun in particular is the fact that, despite the fact that it, you know, explodes, it doesn't cause any... Thank you, Bosco. Oops. Despite the fact that it, like, explodes and everything, it doesn't cause any damage to you, and it doesn't cause any friendly fire, which is normally a mechanic in this game. But not with this gun in particular.
Management will be pleased. Escape pod button is activated. Drop pod en route. Hang in there.
Alright, looks like... Well, of course it's good. It looks like it's above us at this point, because it's coming in from orbit, but...
Drop pod has arrived.
And indeed it is above us. So this is maybe not ideal. Because yeah, well, we should be able, yeah, we should maybe be able to make it up there without too much difficulty. And maybe even didn't need to dig that little hole there. All right, since we've got the opportunity to zip line up, we should. Well, I guess that is very true what you said there, my dwarven friend, because you are the only dwarf who's going to get in this drop pod, so any rounds will be paid for by you. You are the first and the last dwarf in the drop pod. Let's see. Ah, and there's the drop pod. Pardon me. Whoops. Yeah, as you can see, it deploys a very long bridge. I like to throw grenades whenever I get in the drop pod, because you can't take damage at this point. Very nice. Yeah, since the highlights, I think they wash me out a little bit. More saturation, I think, would definitely be good.
Job done. Keep at it, and you'll
All right. So let's change that up a little bit. How much more saturation do we want? Not that much, apparently. We'll go with 130% saturation. There we go. We get some nice oranges. Yeah, this is good. This is good, I think. And I think we'll turn... What do we want to tweak a bit more? We'll try dropping the shadows a bit more. We'll put the shadows down to 25% instead of 50%. And then we'll drop the midtones down to, I think, 50% from 70%. Whoops. Accidentally dropped them to 25%. That's no good. There we go. Yeah, so now we'll still get the... Actually, no. Right. I changed the settings because I didn't want to seem completely in the dark when we stepped into, you know, literally any moderately shady corner. But we can make something of this, I think. No, they might need to come up a bit more. Alright, so we've now officially, or we're just about to have, yeah, we've now officially undone everything, and it's still not all that much better than it was. So actually, you know, we'll drop it down again. Down from 70 to 50 on the midtones. And you know what, we'll put the, oh dear, not 350%. We'll put the shadows at 35%. Here we are. This might be a little bit much. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like this is a bit much. So we won't take the shadows up anymore, I think, but we will take the midtones up a little bit. That's not a huge difference, actually. Because, yeah, we've got a lot of shadow on the screen right now. Not as much midtone. So let's try, nope, not 400. We'll try 40%. 45 maybe. Nah. And I feel a little bit wishy-washy right now, but... Nope. Come on. There we go. Take it up to 60% on the shadows. Because, yeah, it's really the shadows that are sort of killing us here. Let's see. Yeah, because we really don't have a lot of midtone. Just turn the midtone down to 0 on the screen. And we didn't lose a whole lot. Yeah, I guess when you do it like that, it seems a little bit more. Yeah, we'll keep this as it is. Actually, let's try out a different Luma mode. That's giving a little bit too much color, I think. But if I turn that down, it makes it a bit too dark. Maybe we can turn the tint up a bit more on the highlight. I feel like, yeah, we're getting a little bit too much color with this mode on. Yeah, I think I preferred linear. We'll pick up the midtones a bit more. Now it's a little bit muddy, I think. Oh, nope. Went from looking muddy to looking bloody. Appropriate for the season, I suppose. But not necessarily ideal for what I want. Maybe we should play with the exponentiation a little bit more. Because yeah, we want, lights to be lights. But we don't want them to be, like for instance, there's not all that much yellow in the scene right now. So this is a bit much. I guess everything's kind of yellow. Maybe I guess with the exponentiation or with the exponent mode, it might, yeah, I don't know how the tint Luma really works necessarily. I'm just kind of taking shots in the dark here. But where better to test out dynamic lighting than in the dark? But yes, we did also just unlock an assignment to allow ourselves to unlock this. But we already have an assignment, so we can't do that assignment. So instead, we'll test this out. These current Luma settings. I think, actually, maybe what I should have been doing is instead of just tweaking things and seeing, or not even tweaking, just like radically changing things. Just radically changing things every now and again. I probably should have, created, different presets I could swap between, copy-pasted, and then, tweak the copy-pasted version so that I could still have the original so I could easily reference it. So we'll keep that in mind for next time, I suppose. Oh. Hey, Tibbs, just lurking. Good to see you, Pick. Glad to have you here. And now we have descended into the darkness once again. Yeah, I hope you enjoy the dynamic lighting effect. We're still working on it a little bit, but I think it's pretty nice at this point. We've gotten some pretty good results. Dynamic lighting looks good on you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we're trying to strike a balance at the moment between, I do want to a little bit more saturation or some more color to make the colors pop out a little bit more. But we're trying to find a good middle ground between, you know, making things saturated and not being like the color of every wall that we look at whenever we look at a wall, basically. Yeah, if I knew how the if I knew more sort of the theory and perhaps the math behind how the lighting effect is calculated in the filter, that would probably be ideal. But I do not, so alas.
Bosco, line it.
Got an Enter Pearl in there. Enter Pearl. That's not something that I think the game ever pronounces for you, so I'm not 100% sure how it's pronounced.
Follow me, Bosco.
There's a few materials in the game that are never pronounced.
Minerals here. Where is that damn tin can?
Enter. I think... I don't know that Ebonuts, I don't think that's ever pronounced. But there is a similar word that is pronounced in the game. Ebonite. Or I know that it is pronounced. There's lines that have it in the game, or the lines in the game where it is pronounced. But I don't remember how it's pronounced from those lines. It looks like there's some more Holomite over here. Yeah, we've got another Holomite mission. I don't remember how many different types of mission there are. Quite a few. Or, I guess, secondary objectives, I should say, rather than missions.
Molly was meant for hauling what I mine.
Let's see. Alright. So this should give us
Get to work.
a pretty good straight shot through. Say Ebonut like Ebonut. Yeah. That's usually how I tend to pronounce it. My theory in my mind is that the word is probably supposed to be pronounced somewhat like ebony. So I tend to say Ebonut sometimes when I think about it, and Ebonut when I don't. Honestly, I usually just call them Ebos. I don't even go so far as to say the whole name. Ebonut. Yeah, Ebonut. Ebonut. Something like that. It's less intuitive, I think, pronunciation, but more in line with what the I would assume that the word is derived from. That I assume being the color ebony. I guess, is ebony... Yeah, ebony is a color. I was going to say it's a material, but the color is named after the material. Makes sense? Yeah. Oops, Caps. Don't worry. It's fine. Molly, where are you going? There you are.
I'm glad we have someone to carry our rocks and stones.
But yeah, I think our midtones and lowlights are both at a pretty good point right now. They're both at a pretty good point. There's a Nyaka trawler over there. Those are like sand sharks. They'll grab you if you're not careful. But I am careful. So they're probably still going to grab me, but, you know, they might not. Actually, did it die already, or was that a Glyphid that died? Nope, they're still alive. The trawler. Alright, trawler's down.
Deep Rock seriously need to invest in some better flare charger.
But yeah, Ebonut, I feel like, is definitely, at least from my experience, seems to be the way I've naturally tended to pronounce it, and the way I saw other people pronounce it, seems to be the more intuitive option.
Get to work.
But when I think about it consciously, I am inclined to say, Alt pronounces it that way. Yeah. I don't know. When I think about it consciously, I'm inclined to try to pronounce it similar to ebony. Some more gold up there. We've got a Praetorian just spawned in over on that wall. Something just exploded. Don't know what that was. Yeah, what have you been up to, Pick? How's your day been?
Damn flares could need an upgrade.
Is there anything here, or is that just the pumpkin glowing? Yeah, good played VR chat with the first time with some IRL friends. Nice.
Help me with the minerals here.
Alright, yeah, that was the red sugar glowing there. For a second there, I sort of thought that it might have been an Ender Pearl glowing in the wall. Let's see, I think I'll have Bosco mine that while I mine this Magnite. And possibly while I dig into the next area. Yeah, I remember I played
Team got a doozy of a swarm and
we got a swarm coming. I played VR chat once a good while ago. I don't have, like, you know, any VR accoutrement. So I didn't really get all that much of the VR chat experience, I suppose. I didn't get, like, the, you know, posing and all that. But yeah, have I played with this with Alt or Judo? Don't have a headset either, just use desktop. Oh, fair enough. Come to think of it, have I played this with Alt or Judo? I don't know that I have, actually. Yeah, have DRG too, all three of us. I do know that they have DRG, and I think I've suggested it in some of our collab days. I think, but I don't think we've ever gotten around to it, or at least if we have, I've forgotten. But yes, if you'd ever like to play Deep Rock Galactic at any point in the future, feel free to let me know. Yeah, down to play with you guys if you ever want to do DRG. Nice. Yeah, I thought about seeing if anyone else was interested in playing tonight, but then I figured, you know, the primary purpose of this just gotta have a free night. Fair enough. The primary purpose of this stream is, in theory, to test out my dynamic lighting setup. So I would either be sort of distracting from the game that I'm playing with everyone by, you know, checking it every here and there, or I would not be checking it at all and not getting much useful data out of it if I was collabing right now. So I decided against it on this particular night. But yeah, definitely interested in playing Deep Rock with other people. Alt is playing B4B anyway. Fair enough. But yeah, I figured for the sake of data gathering, it would probably be best that I undertake this expedition on my own. I guess I didn't need to break that. I could already get through, but... or didn't need to break as much of that as I did break. Make sense? Yeah. Yeah, like a situation like this is one where I may not need flares, where I would normally throw flares whenever there's even the slightest darkness, basically. Let's see, Bosco, if you could pick that up for me, thank you. Let's see, we should have enough. In fact, we definitely have enough Holomite now. But we got a little bit more Morkite that we need. There's something Ah, there we go. There's a Praetorian. That may be the same Praetorian that spawned in a while ago that we never really engaged. Actually, no. I think we fought that Praetorian, so this is probably a different Praetorian. Let's see. We got a glyphid on the ceiling.
Bosco, go! Get to work!
Dig that up if you would, please. Probably don't need all this nitro. Probably don't really need much nitro. We're going to end this mission pretty soon.
I need to deposit in the
But you do get more experience for having mined more minerals.
Bosco, find
Or having... I think it's... I don't know if it's mining the materials specifically that
Now finish.
gives you experience, or if it's depositing them. I would assume it's depositing them. That makes more sense to me. Yeah, yeah, I was about to say Moscow. Bosco cleared that up. So we'll collect some more of this. You're good on Morkite now. So we'll just mop up a little bit.
mine.
Good work. Objective has been achieved. Call the drop pod when you're ready to leave.
Let's see, there's some more Morkite over there.
With the minerals here.
I don't know how much I necessarily care about more Morkite at this point. But I guess if we're, you know, just picking up materials for the sake of the experience, we might as well just pick up all of them. Do whatever. I don't know if mission materials are counted any differently from other minerals.
Go fetch.
At least in terms of the experience that you get from them. There's a part of me that assumes that, you know, you just get the experience for completing the mission and any surplus probably isn't counted. But I don't know that for certain.
Bum ba bum. Eat it. I die a little inside every time I
Let's see, there's some more. Just a little bit more Morkite up there. Because yeah, as you can see, you know, we're having deposited all the Morkite we need for this mission. The number's not going up anymore. So I don't know 100% if the game is still tracking Morkite.
Just take your sweet
It's clearly tracking other minerals, but I don't know if it's tracking the Morkite.
We're sending in the drop.
Same thing with the Holomite, I suppose. Yeah, I heard what I think sounds like a Dreadnought. Ah, there's some more Morkite up there, but at this point I don't care too much. I think I'm ready to just wrap up this particular mission. We are getting close to the end of the stream.
Drop pod has arrived. Retrieving the mule. Drop pod departing in T-minus 5 minutes.
Oops. Forgot to reload there. So now I've got to spend another 5-ish seconds reloading again. Yeah, we've had some pretty tame missions tonight. Yeah, there's not another way out of this cave. We've just got to go down this path. But yeah, very straightforward. This mission in particular. Not very dangerous missions all around, which I guess helps with the data gathering. You know, less having to focus directly on the game, and more being able to focus on the primary objective. The game being, again, something of a secondary objective at the moment. But yeah, one problem I came across often in testing in Dwarf Deep Rock Galactic, rather, Let's see. This probably isn't any faster than just walking up there, to be honest. But I just wanted the chance to use the zip line for once in this mission. Yeah, one common issue I found when playing Deep Rock Galactic to do some lighting tests earlier. Earlier, I should say, like I think last week, probably, is that in this particular level, the Sand Blasted Corridors, yeah, there's a lot of yellow everywhere, so I'd end up tinted very yellow. But yeah, we've definitely got the settings to a level where we have to be like right up against a very yellow wall to be very yellow. It's a bit, pardon me. It's a bit less. Yeah, it's not just like being anywhere near any of the walls immediately and irrevocably tints me yellow. Like there does have to be a pretty significant amount of pretty intense yellow on screen for that issue to be an issue. Tiberious yellow field. Do we care about that Morkite? Nah, probably not. We could get it, but nah.
Drop pod departing in T-minus 2 minutes.
Come and get me, you disgusting bastard!
Alright, there we go.
Good work. We're pulling
Customary grenade. And out we go.
The mule has docked. Initiating launch sequence.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, so these settings I think are pretty good. Could probably tweak the saturation just a little bit, but we've landed on something that's pretty good. And so yes, I do kind of want to play some more Deep Rock Galactic, but since I've got to get up for tomorrow's stream,
Well done.
I'm going to have to refrain.
Completing your assignment.
So, let's wrap things up. Alright, so, what all is there to say, I wonder? So I do like the sort of pulsing glow that we have going on because of the thing, you know, the thing, the dynamic lighting. Let's see, I don't have the dynamic lighting on the foreground object, actually, so let's turn that on and see how that affects it. That's pretty nice, actually. But yeah, let's see, where was I? I was going to say something of some value, I'm sure. But yes, okay, tomorrow, Ni no Kuni. So we're probably going to be beating Ni no Kuni. I hope we're going to be beating Ni no Kuni. I guess I can't say with 100% certainty, given that I was pretty sure we were going to beat it yesterday, and we did not, because we lost to the final boss, what I assume is the final boss, twice. So, you know, we may need to go and do some more level grinding or something of that nature, but ideally, everything should be okay. But I guess we'll see. So yes, beyond that, yeah, tomorrow, Ni no Kuni, 10 a.m. Yeah, is this a post game? What do you mean post game? Yeah, as in, are we going to be doing the post game for Ni no Kuni, or are we on the post game? Okay, so yeah, if you're asking if we're in the post game, we are not in the post game yet, because we haven't beaten Ni no Kuni yet. Yeah, thought I saw you beat it already. I did not, sadly. I tried for like an hour or more to beat the final boss, and we did not succeed last time, sadly. But we will probably do a little bit of the post game, but maybe not in that stream, and maybe not for a little bit. But yes, so we're not in the post game yet, in short, and it's going to be probably a little bit before we are. But let's see, where was I? Ni no Kuni. Yeah, so that's tomorrow, 10 a.m. So I've got to make sure I am... Yeah, the stream I saw with the animated ending cutscene wasn't the end. No, that was the... Oh, okay, I remember. I know what you're talking about now. That was when we fought the Dark Jinn, Shadar. That was not the end. There is the... We were fighting the man behind the man now. Or I guess the woman behind the man. Or to be even more precise, well, you'll see if you drop by tomorrow. You'll see sort of the... You'll see presumably the end. I hope it's the end. And you can experience the reveals with us. I will be re-experiencing them because I did experience them again before. But you know, let's see. Yeah, be playing Risk of Rain 2 with... Oh, we'll see. All right, no worries, no worries. Yes, so that Ni no Kuni will be at 10 a.m. tomorrow. If I can find the time, I might jump in a little bit early, like maybe around 9, to have more time to face this boss, because I feel like we might need it. But if we don't, then we don't, and if we do, then we do. Ideally, next week, we'll have beaten Ni no Kuni, so we presumably won't be playing it again next week, but if we do, we'll be playing it on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday as necessary. Once we have beaten Ni no Kuni, though, we're going to scale back streaming just a little bit. We're going to be streaming 3 days a week instead of 5 days a week, so that I can have more time to work on other projects, including more assets for the stream, improving the assets that we have, all that sort of stuff. And yeah, sounds good. Good. Yeah, I might make some streams out of working on assets, but while I'm still in the process of sort of thinking up what I want to do, probably I would rather just, you know, have time to think about it and experiment maybe a little bit on my own for that, rather than having to do so while also being ideally funny, as I am trying to do now. But let's see. So yeah, so we'll be streaming 3 days a week is the current plan. Those days will probably be Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. Tuesday will be the collabs as usual. Monday and Thursday will be, you know, just sort of whatever. During this time that we're working on things at a reduced streaming schedule. Really messed up the beginning of that sentence, but I guess it wasn't really the beginning, but you get the idea. While we're working with a reduced streaming schedule, while that is true, we will be what am I saying? Hold on. Pardon. Yes, while we are working at a reduced schedule, we're going to be, and for a little while after that, we're going to be playing shorter games mostly. I've sort of set a soft cap of like 10 hours per game, but yeah, we'll be playing a series of shorter games for a while. I say series, I haven't planned them out, and I don't think they're necessarily going to be related to each other, but we're going to be playing shorter games for a little while, and yeah, eventually we'll get back to more long-form playthroughs. So, you know, longer games like we've been playing, you know, Ni no Kuni's taken us like 4 months. Hollow Knight was, I think, like 2.5 months. I think Ni no Kuni's probably taken more than 4 months at this point. I think, I know I did the math at one point, but I've since forgotten. Tragically. But, let's see. It is what it is, I suppose. So, I suppose we should, yeah, do the usual wrap up. So, time for raids. Let's see who's on. If anyone has any suggestions, feel free to suggest them. Always happy to hear who anyone else would like to see. If not, I can always find someone myself. Let's see, I think, yeah, we talked about the times. We're going to be streaming at 10 a.m. tomorrow. The Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday streams should all be at the usual time of 7:30 Central. And just in case it wasn't clear, 10 a.m. Central for the tomorrow stream. Sit. My browser doesn't seem to want to cooperate with me, so I am definitely somewhat reliant on if anyone else would like to make a suggestion, because it seems like the suggestion will not be made here. The only one I can see online that I can recommend is all. Alright. Actually, I guess I've got to wait for my browser to cooperate anyway, so that we can drop by. Rated him recently? Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it's been all that recent. I don't know. You know, I don't really put many restrictions on who I raid. You know, some people try to raid people with fewer viewers than them. That's not necessarily practical for me. But where was I? But yeah, I guess the closest I get to having a preference for who I raid is that I usually try not to raid the same person twice in a row if I can. So, let's see. Actually, I guess we do have, I do prefer to raid people that we haven't raided for a while. And I see that Svella Prezera is currently streaming. But I think let's check out what she's up to. Playing a game called Vane, apparently, which I've never heard of before. But, yeah. We'll go drop by her. And so, let's see. Let's get this raid set up. There we go. Bella Prisera. She's a Valkyrie. Dropped by her stream quite a few times. Very nice. Oh, it looks like she's got a Halloween costume too. I didn't notice that. I don't keep up very well with with people on Twitter, despite I really should. I should utilize my Twitter a lot better. Don't have much of a social media presence. I don't. Weird way of phrasing that, but yes. Anyway. So, we've wrapped up all the business, I think. Broadly speaking, I'll have an IRL Halloween costume this year. Oh yeah, I remember that. Yes, that'll be interesting to see. But yes, so we've concluded our business, more or less, for the time being. So, it's gonna be great. Yes, it will. Yes, raid. So, raid message is, we have arrived, as always. As I'm sure you all know. So, let's see. I think that should be everything that we need to say, and if not, then I guess we'll say it tomorrow, or else we'll have forgotten it. So, thank you all for being here. I hope you have had a fine night. I hope you will continue to have a fine night. And I hope you will be well until next I see you. Thank you for being here, and let us get this raid underway.